scent of sandalwood hung heavy in the air, clinging to Thorne's estate like a shroud. Jedediah Stone watched him, the late afternoon sun etching harsh lines on Thorne's face. "He's cracked." It was only a matter of time. Clem stood a few paces back, his hand resting on the butt of his revolver, hot watching a cornered rabbit. "You said you hired someone to warn Silas," Jed prompted, his voice flat, devoid of emotion. It was a performance, owned by years spent wading through the muck of redemption. Thorne's hands twisted in his lap, the knuckles white against the expensive fabric of his trousers. I did. He was reckless, Silas. He was drawing unwanted attention. Attention from who? Thorne? A bead of sweat trickled down Thorne's temple. I don't know. Just people. Dangerous people. Jed didn't press. He knew Thorne was lying, but the truth would unravel at its own pace. What did this warning entail? Thorne swallowed, his Adam's apple bobbing. Just a message. To be careful. To lay low. And you paid this person how much? $500, Thorne stammered, then quickly added, it was a fair price for peace of mind. $500. Jed's gaze drifted across the manicured lawn, the fragrant flowerbeds, the sprawling ranch house that spoke of wealth and privilege. $500 to silence a brother, a paltry sum considering the cost. Did this person deliver the message? Jed asked. Yes, Thorne whispered, avoiding Jed's eyes. He was efficient. A drifter. No name. Did you see this drifter? Thorne shook his head. No, I paid a go-between. Discreet. Jed nodded slowly. And what did this drifter say to Silas? Thorne's voice was barely audible. He told him to leave town. Said he was in danger. Said someone was watching him. And Silas ignored you. He always did, Thorne muttered, his shoulders slumping. Did you know that Silas was involved in other ventures? Jed asked, letting the ambiguity hang in the air. Thorne's eyes darted around the veranda, as if searching for an escape. What do you mean? Airport manifests. New Orleans trade routes. The ruby. Thorne paled. He opened his mouth to protest, but no words came out. The carefully constructed facade of respectability was crumbling, revealing the rot beneath. You knew about the smuggling operation, Jed stated, the accusation ringing clear. Thorne's confession tumbled out, a desperate plea for absolution. He spoke of Silas's recklessness, his desire for wealth, his involvement with Dubois and the New Orleans connection. He admitted to using Silas's actions to mask his own dealings, claiming he needed Silas to provide a convenient scapegoat. He's been a puppeteer pulling strings, and now the strings are tangled. I didn't want Silas dead, Thorne insisted, his voice cracking. I just wanted him to stop. But you knew what could happen, Jed countered, his gaze unwavering. I thought he's be careful, Thorne whimpered. I didn't order him killed. Jed believed him. Or at least, he believed Thorne's version of the truth. The truth was rarely simple, rarely straightforward. It was a labyrinth of lies and half-truths, and Jedediah Stone was a man who spent his life navigating its treacherous paths. You obstructed a federal investigation, Jed said, the words heavy with consequence. You interfered with a lawful inquiry. Thorne didn't respond, his head bowed, his body slumped in defeat. Clem moved forward, his hand tightening on his revolver. Marshal, what's the order? Arrest him, Clem, Jed said, his voice devoid of emotion. As Clem led Thorne away, Jed's gaze drifted towards the ridge overlooking the dry creek bed where the drifter was found. A flash of crimson caught his eye. A ruby, a calling card, a silent promise. The man in the hat. He's been watching. This isn't over, Jed said quietly, more to himself than anyone else. This was only the beginning. The scent of sandalwood clung to the air, a constant reminder of the darkness that lay beneath the veneer of respectability. And Jedediah Stone knew that he was about to descend into it. He felt a pang of guilt for Ella and a sense of unease about the future. He had a feeling this was only the start of more chaos and more grief. He turned and started walking towards town, the setting sun casting a long shadow behind him. The world was a dangerous place, and Jedediah Stone was a man who had accepted that long ago. But the events of the last few days had shaken him, reminded him of the fragility of life, the ease with which darkness could consume even the most seemingly righteous souls. And he knew that he had a long, arduous journey ahead of him.